Hi, thank you for joining me today. I am Jackie Horton, your virtual wellness and health specialist. I'm here to promote wellness and good health.
Hey, happy Friday! Welcome to my channel. This is Jackie Horton, your wellness and health specialist. Remember, on Fridays, it's our time to just really talk. So we get an opportunity to dive into our village circle, and it is a supportive place for us to talk about topics surrounding our healthy village circle, and for you and me and others as well to come to the village to connect with each other. This is a place for open and honest discussion on topics that impact our mental, physical, and emotional spirit. And I'm just talking as a regular person, not related to my clinical license, not related to my certification as a life and health coach, but just as me and inviting others to talk with me. Eventually, you all, we will move this into an interactive phase. But right now, I think this is the best that we can do, I can do at this point. And I want to thank people for sending me topics and sending me like emails of different things to just kind of put on the screen. I will eventually, share different podcasts and different discussion with a couple of podcasts that I was invited to, but we'll get there later. So, the title of today, Friday Village Circle discussion, is Politics, Power, and Privilege. And when I refer to power, I'm really talking about who has the influence or who has the authority to make changes. So, to begin, I would like to raise the roof for the State of the Union presentation by our current president, Mr. President Biden. I was very happy to see the outcome, the discussion. Um, Biden and Harris have, to me, kept their word on quite a few things that they ran on for the election. So I did listen to it, and I did also, I like to look at highlights from Fox News and other conservative news outlets. Um, I like to look at the ones that I'm more in line with. It helps me to really stay balanced in my thinking. And it also helps me to kind of look at, things that I just assume automatically comes with the territory, and I don't challenge it. And the one thing that I will say to anybody, politics is a part of our culture, it's a part of our lives. It is a part of the things that have made it possible for certain things to take place, such as our freedom. So, if you don't want to be quite involved on a large scale, I would encourage you to be involved because no matter how small it is, you still have a voice. And because we still have a voice and we live in a democratic society, I am able to be Black, Democratic, straight, and a Christian. And that does not impose anything onto anyone else. That it just allows me to give myself a very, very honest description of myself, as well as I can respectfully hear your description of yourself. So as long as there's no imposing, aspect to it, we can live together because we do live in a democratic world. On the other side of that, I do kind of check out what Trump is doing, and what's taking place with his election, and who he may consider to be his VP. And I'm a little bit nervous about it because Trump is Trump, as we know. And the only person that I see that Trump himself, may consider maybe the Vic. What's so funny about both of them to me is they both were long-standing Democrats, and they switched for their own different reasons, and and it's just funny. We rarely hear Democrats switching over to Republican, but they do switch to maybe independents or something like that, or to the Green Party. But that's the benefit of living in the United States. You can switch your political party, your with the views and so forth, and you can be free to do so without punitive measures, without being, jailed or beaten for it. So, um, good. good to have that. Yay. The other thing that's came up as a little controversy was the whole Caitlin Clark recognition for scoring, I think, the most points in the NCAA in women's basketball. I think she outpaced Stephon Curry, and she outpaced Brittany Grenier. And so I had to watch her highlights. I'm serious. The only female dominated sports that I watch now is one, volleyball, because my daughter plays volleyball. Two, I've always loved track, and I wish I could have ran track, but I didn't have that speed, but I love looking at track, and obviously gymnastics. So I kind of check out the women's volleyball now, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the college level women's basketball, and Caitlin's highlights are really fun to watch. So good luck to her. And I think what was so interesting as far as controversial topics regarding her was on the Stephen A. Smith podcast. He had some different guests on there, and they were sort of like, not sort of like, they were talking about possible challenges for Caitlin going into the WNBA. One, there may be some jealousy because in their statement, she was outscoring some of the already professional level women's basketball player. Two, they made the comment that people were disappointed that she was a heterosexual woman who has a boyfriend. Um, that's interesting. And then three, they really just pretty much said that it was because she would be a minority. She's a white female. So I don't know. I hope that's not the case, because I would hate for somebody who worked years and years and years to, get to the level that she has and had to deal with a lot of emotional stresses such as that. So I hope that is all open arms, and I hope it would be useful in getting the WNBA some of the things that they had asked for, which is more people at the games, more support, and more sponsors, just like the men basketball players do. And when I think about the men's basketball sports, it's really just a handful that really get a whole lot of these perks. When you think about how many players on each team, I mean, there's primarily like the same 5 or 6 guys that play, and the other guys are there and definitely able to be professional level basketball players, but they're not the star players. And so even they don't get, what the star basketball players get. But that's just my opinion on that, and I don't know enough to argue that. I'm just making a point. Then I kind of go in and out of watching the court proceedings for Fonnie Willis, the lead DA in Georgia, who was leading the prosecution path regarding Trump trying to steal the election in Georgia, and what's going on with her, and oh Lord. And then I'm also trying to keep up with Trump court matters, and it's just really interesting that the lead DA in Georgia and Trump both are involved with, one is definitely, different than the other, but are definitely involved in court proceedings that is taking a lot of our time and a lot of our money, and it's just a very interesting time, as it has been since Obama left office. So we'll see what happens with that. The both of them. I hope they come to a close real soon, but we'll see what happens with that. Moving along, the entertainment world just kind of blew up in the last 2 or 3 weeks. One, Bay, as they call her, which is Beyonce, directly after the awards show had a, well, not directly afterwards, but had a two, I guess, described as country music songs to come out, one in the Super Bowl, and then the next day after the awards show. And so I guess they say they went country, and she's just a very interesting enthusiast about music. She did say in some way that she wanted to dominate she wanted to dominate the music genre in general. I don't know if she wants to do everyone, but the ones that have where you have chart measurements and ratings, and it leads to awards. That's what she wants. She wants to be known as one of the best entertainers in the world in just about every genre, and she looks like she's doing it. She takes a lot of time out on her craft, and she works with a lot of different artists, and as well, not artists, but she works with a lot of different creative artists, not the ones on stage, to just make her vision grow and develop and be succinctly sound and pleasing, because her concert sells out no matter how much they cost. So Bay has gone country. We'll keep an eye out for that. And then the other side of entertainment, which I don't want to go into too much talk for this because it's exhausting, it's upsetting, and I can't deal with much more of news about Black people from Black people, of the degradation that we are definitely putting on YouTube channels, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Wherever they can find, they put, their marketing is around that. So with the rap industry, the rap music industry, I thought I was gonna, pass out if I heard one more story. Um, but here we are. I'm glad that whatever darkness being that was pretty much um, living within those realms of music, where people who are just very creative and artistic were placed in a situation where they made a very inhumane decision. I do think being human, no matter who you are, and you may say what you want to say, anybody that feels and believes he or she has no out do desperate things. So I thank God that what that darkness has been reported, has been revealed. I hope it just really be addressed in the correct way, and those who were victims and those who found just felt like they didn't have any light, or felt like hey, I'll just do anything just to get ahead. I hope they find their way to freedom and peace, and encourage others never to fall prey, or never to accept or allow yourself to, to be, to feel like you have no out. Um, that's enough said about that. I don't want to go into different stories about what I've heard and what I've seen, but yeah. So the entertainment business and the rap music industry, glad that it has been, their light has been shined on, and I'm glad that we're, seeing, real, you know, I guess I would say criminal matters being addressed. So, and then finally, the sad situations, the situation for um, the immigrants, the illegal immigrants in the country now. Their desperation just led them to, walk, through our country, and I'm just kind of tracking the different states that are just heavily impacted, and just how they're feeling really frustrated and aggressive too. And so it's not just Americans to them, and it's the energy, the aggression, the frustration is being returned on Americans too. Um, so now we're in a America's really desperately trying to seek solutions, while unfortunately stretching our resources and hurting, some members of our country. So, anytime action is taken in desperation, it can definitely lead to a combination of more destruction on many levels, and it can also lead to some healthy changes. So we're just gonna have to get through this together. I'm sorry that the Republicans and the Democrats could not come to the agreement. I've been watching a lot of the on the floor proceedings, and you see both sides, where Republicans are thinking this way and doing this, and the Democrats are thinking this way and doing that regarding this issue. And but the reality is that we have human beings who are here, and so at some point we have to start creating solutions that does not impact Americans, um, and also allow, the illegal immigrants to figure out a way, allow the illegal immigrants to be able to provide for themselves. Because the reason that they got over here was because of desperation regarding resources such as food, housing, education. All right, so that's enough on that for me, guys. I hope you all have a good night and have a great weekend, and we will talk again. Best wishes. Bye.